Hello, everyone. This is day 1 of the ServiceNow admin training. Today, we'll talk about the ServiceNow overview. We'll start with understanding what ServiceNow is, why we need ServiceNow, and why a company hires ServiceNow developers or needs a ServiceNow instance. Then we'll move into lists and forms, what a list is in ServiceNow, and what a form is in ServiceNow. After that, we'll discuss tables and fields, what a custom table is and what an out-of-box table is. Then we'll talk about customization, not only UI policies, but also other basic scripts and configurations. We will also discuss the major applications in the system: incident, problem, change, knowledge, and request. These are the major applications beginners usually work with when they start their career in ServiceNow. We'll go through each one. After that, we'll cover dashboards, workflows, and reporting, the responsibilities that fall under ServiceNow administration. And finally, we'll talk about application scopes, instances, and release versions. These are the topics we will cover in this series, one by one. So let's begin with the first question you will always have when starting your ServiceNow career. What is ServiceNow? If you don't know what ServiceNow is or why we need it, let's understand that first. ServiceNow is a cloud platform. You don't need to install any software on your system to use it. For example, Zoom or TeamViewer are installed applications, but ServiceNow is not. It's fully cloud-based. Just like Office 365, you can access it from your mobile, from any computer, or from anywhere simply by opening a browser and logging in. What is the benefit of a cloud platform? Let's say you install software on your system and your system crashes, all data is lost. With ServiceNow, the data is stored in the cloud, so nothing depends on your local machine. Imagine an organization with 10 users or 10 developers. If each developer installs software on their own system, those installations are tied to those machines. If someone is absent, another person cannot use their setup. But if it's cloud-based, anyone authorized can access it from anywhere just by logging in. So ServiceNow is a cloud-based platform with workflow automation that helps improve day-to-day activities. Many tasks in an organization need tracking. ServiceNow helps track all those tasks. For example, imagine a user named Sam. He has a laptop, and one day the laptop stops working or some functionality breaks. Sam logs into ServiceNow and raises an incident saying his printer is not working. Once he submits it, the system generates an incident number. ServiceNow can automatically assign this incident to the correct engineer based on the user type, category, or priority. If Sam is a VIP user, the system might assign the incident to an expert engineer. If he's a normal user and the issue is related to desktop hardware, it might assign it to a desktop engineer. The assigned engineer works on the issue and resolves it. Once resolved, the engineer updates the incident state to resolved. As soon as they do that, ServiceNow automatically sends an email to Sam saying the issue is resolved and he can pick up his laptop or check the fix. Sam can then provide feedback. ServiceNow tracks each step, who worked on it, the status, and everything else. Now let's talk about how you can get a free developer instance. To get a personal instance, you must visit developer.servicenow.com. There you create your personal account using your email and required details. Once you register, you can request a personal developer instance, often called a PDI. This instance is given to you for practice. When you first request it, you typically get around 10 days of active usage. If you keep using it regularly, ServiceNow will keep extending it for a long time. If you stop using it for 10 or 20 days, ServiceNow may reclaim the instance automatically. This personal developer instance is only for your own use. No one else will use it, and it is not connected to any company environment. In your organization, multiple people will access the official environments, but your PDI is exclusively for your practice. This PDI allows you to learn, test, build, and experiment without affecting any real data. Now let's understand how ServiceNow maintains multiple environments for an organization. Suppose we have two companies, Company X and Company Y. Both are separate organizations. Imagine you are working for Company X. When Company X starts using ServiceNow, the company contacts ServiceNow and purchases a subscription. For example, they agree to pay a certain amount per year, like $2,000 or whatever their negotiated rate is. In return, ServiceNow provides multiple environments for that company. Typically, the environments are development, test, QA, and production. As a ServiceNow developer or admin, you have access to all these environments, but the end users, employees of Company X who raise incidents or use the services, only access the production environment. This is similar to how you use Office 365. You only interact with the production version of Outlook, but behind the scenes, Microsoft has different environments where teams test and develop features. So, as a developer, your workflow usually looks like this. First, you develop in the dev environment. After finishing development, the work is moved to the test environment. Then the QA team validates the functionality in the QA environment. Finally, after everything is approved, the changes are pushed into the production environment. Only after deployment to production can the end user access the new functionality. Developers need to know the platform deeply and modify only the dev environment. After testing and validation, everything follows a pipeline until it reaches production. Company Y, the other company, has the same type of setup, their own dev, test, QA, and prod. These instances are isolated, and Company X cannot see Company Y's data, and vice versa. Next, let's talk about releases. Just like Windows or Office 365 get updates, ServiceNow also upgrades the platform regularly. ServiceNow typically releases 2 upgrades every year. For example, in earlier years, they released versions like London, Madrid, New York, and Orlando. Later, they released Paris, Quebec, Rome, San Diego, Tokyo, Utah, and more. Each release includes new features, enhancements, and improvements. When ServiceNow upgrades its global platform, your organization must upgrade your instance as well. It is mandatory to upgrade at least once a year. Each release is named after a city from around the world. As a ServiceNow admin, part of your responsibility is ensuring the instance is updated when ServiceNow rolls out new releases. For this training, we are using the Utah release. Now, let's look at the applications available in ServiceNow. Just like Microsoft Teams lets you chat, call, and collaborate, ServiceNow also provides many applications. These are large categories like ITSM, ITOM, ATAM, CSM, security operations, HR service delivery, and dozens more. Under these categories, there are modules such as incident management, problem management, change management, knowledge management, and request management. There are many applications in the platform, and over time, we will learn the most commonly used ones based on real use cases. And finally, let's understand what kind of work a ServiceNow administrator typically performs. As a ServiceNow admin, you monitor your queue, the incidents assigned to the admin team. You analyze each incident, whether it's valid, whether it's a defect, whether it's an enhancement request, or whether it's user error. You check access and provisioning issues. If users cannot log in, you check their roles and groups. You may onboard new users or update existing ones. If an incident is reported saying something isn't working, you debug the issue and verify whether it's a configuration issue or something else. You also handle small configuration changes like assigning roles, adding users to groups, enabling or disabling properties. Another key responsibility is update set migration. Developers make changes in the dev environment, and as an admin, you help move those changes from dev to test, from test to QA, and finally to production. Instance maintenance is also part of your job. checking email notifications, confirming the system health, ensuring storage is okay, monitoring performance, and making sure no outages occur. These tasks are part of the daily routine of a ServiceNow administrator. That's it for day one. Thank you very much and have a great day.